Well, we have some breaking news just coming in. The police union Popcru has declared its support for the officers charged in the Marikana tragedy.
Well, several senior police officials have been charged with attempted murder, defeating the ends of justice and ignoring advice of experienced public order police on crowd control. This follows the Farlam Commission's recommendations regarding the Marikana tragedy. The union says they will represent the police officers if the police do not provide legal help. Well, joining us now on the line, AN7 reporter Kelden Ong, who's been tracking the story over literally many years now. Kelden, Popcru putting their weight behind the police officers.
Definitely, Peter. I just spoke to the Popcru spokesperson who confirmed their support for the police officers who have been charged, some of them facing, even charges of murder or attempted murder. They say until proven guilty, they will be supporting these police officials, and they have been in interaction with these police officials, not necessarily that they're doing an investigation, but also what they're saying is they will only support and stand by these officials if the SAPs fail to represent their own employees. But they also said that they remain hopeful that the Ministerial Transformation Task Team review of all the SAPS policies and operational standards, which they are blaming, saying, some of the equipment as well as some of the way these officials have handled the day on that fateful day of August 16, 2012. It's not, it's not their fault, some of the employees that worked there on that day. So all those need to be reviewed. The working environment of the police officers, disadvantaged police officers, they say in their statement, saying all those work environment needs to be reviewed. But they definitely say that they stand by these police officials until they are proven guilty.
Well, Kelden, in the event that some of these police officials are actually proven guilty, what kind of actions will Popcru take against them?
Yes, I did pose that question to them, Kirapeti, where the spokesperson did say that as of now, they haven't yet started with their own investigation. Right now, what they're going by is all the interactions that they've had with these police officials. But definitely, if, worse come worse, if these police officials are implicated, if they are proven guilty, of course, they will stand by what the public, South African public, and what the law will ask them to do. But as of now, they say nobody has been implicated on this, nobody has been proven guilty as of yet. Therefore, they will support these police officials. They will continue the interaction. They will speak to people. So at the end, it all depends on whether or not they are proven guilty. But right now, they say that they are supporting them fully.
Kelden, I guess the difficulty with this is a chain of command. I mean, many of these police officers, generals, colonels, were acting, I guess, in their own safety. That will be their defense should it go to trial, when it goes to trial. I mean, it's also going to be words of other police officers who were there that day. It's, we're looking at pictures now of that actual day that things transpired. It was a chaotic time. I mean, how are the two sides going to look at these cases?
Definitely, Peter. If you go back to that fateful day of 2012, we've seen, the country has witnessed the most, horrific incident that took place on that day. More than about 44 people that got killed there, not only on August 16th, but also before that, a week before that. Police officials, many of them, you see, for example, we can give our, National Commissioner Ria Piaha, who is still suspended from her duties till now. They're still trying to investigate on whether or not she's fit to hold the office. If going by the reports, she was supposed to remain the commissioner of national commissioner of the police until March. She is still away from her duties. The other commissioners, we've seen the other national commissioners. We've seen the other major generals who have resigned from their work, and now they're doing something else. So there has been a pressure on police officials from the day Farlam Commission has been set. You've seen various other police officers, be it at a higher level or a junior level, coming out vocally supporting each other, saying, they couldn't have done anything but what they did on that day of shooting, because they were just trying to defend themselves. But the manner in which they did Now some of the officials coming out, and even Popcru stating that very vocally, saying, it is the standard that this police officers were at disadvantage. The working environment is not good. And President Jacob Zuma, as well as the Farlam Commission, coming out with statements such as, they need to be trained, the police officers need to be trained the way they handle such kind of matter. On that day, it was thousands of minors at Lonmin who is working there against these police officials. So there is a question on whether or not they were well trained enough to handle such kind of a matter as what we saw in 2012, whether or not they were recording everything, which is one question that came up in Farlam Commission, stating that, whether everything was videographed from the chopper that was hovering around Marikana near the Lonmin where the accident really took place, whether they were equipped to use the water cannons, the way they shot the miners, whether they were trained well enough, whether they were able to handle such a big operation and a big strike such as that. So many questions have come up, Peter. There has been segregation, division of people speaking on both sides, some supporting the police, some not supporting the police. So only the day when the whole real case starts, then we will know whether or not these officials will be actually proven guilty.
Well, thank you so much. That's our reporter, Calvin Ongmu, giving us an update there, where breaking news just came in that the Popcru union is in full support of all of the police officers that have been implicated in the Marikana incident.
Well, the Popcru statement comes as the Marikana tragedy fallout is beginning to burn senior police members.
Now, IPID has recommended prosecutions of certain police members for offences of murder, attempted murder, defeating the ends of justice and contravention of Section 33, subsection 3 of the IPID Act, among others. The announcement comes as part of the update by President Jacob Zuma on steps taken by departments to implement the Farlam Commission recommendations.
Well, a Major General has been charged for being negligent in his conduct, leading to the death of 2 police officers and 3 strikers. The officer allegedly ignored the advice of an experienced public order police officer on dealing with the crowd control situation. He's also been charged with defeating the ends of justice for falsely testifying at the Farlam Commission. Besides him, 2 brigadiers and a major have also been charged for defeating the ends of justice for allegedly concealing death in a police custody. Another colonel, a warrant officer and a constable are also charged for the murder of Mr. Sokanyile, a striker at Marikana.
It does not really matter who is responsible, what seniority you hold, which position you are in, what political connections you have. If there has been misbehavior on the part of anybody, then our view is that the law must take its course. What we do say, though, coupled with that, is that the killings that were committed by the striking workers should also be in-depthly investigated, and that the perpetrators must be brought to account, because there are many families who are still mourning the loss of their breadwinners and their loved ones, and no justice has prevailed as yet. Our view is that the Marikana Commission has done an investigation. After the investigation, there were recommendations, and now that those recommendations have been investigated thoroughly, there is just cause for prosecutions to take place, and everybody must be presumed innocent until found guilty by a court of law.